Well, hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. I am doing finally my Billy Joel ranking. It was difficult. It took me a while to rethink it, rearranged it, thought about it because when you're a real fan of the music and you just love everything, it's kind of hard to do it to put it in a ranking order. But I figured let me just try it, and actually I came up with something that I'm pretty happy with. Now, ask me, 2 days from now, an hour from now, it could change. But I think this really represents it. I represents what I feel about his music and the order I would put it in. It's just difficult because I do like everything. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at it. I'm gonna do the showing cassettes today because that's where it all started with for me. From what I remember, my earliest memory was I was with a friend and we were at a mall and there was the discount bin and he said, check this album out. You might like it. And it just happened to be Piano Man. It's not this exact tape, but Piano Man. Listened to it, loved it. Like, dang, all right, I'm into it. Then I went home and I was kind of looking through. My dad had a spindle with cassettes. They were just the cassettes, they didn't have the cases. And I found, where is it? Without the case, this sitting in there, and that's The Stranger. And that was it. I played the holy crap out of that tape. I remember I wore that tape out and went through another copy of it. So that's where it kind of all began. Then I got some albums and things like that later on, but it began with cassettes. I'm like, let me, and the reason I'm doing cassette too is because when we went on vacations, when I went anywhere and I was in the back of the car, I had my little cassette cases, one of those little real thin ones that, line of cassettes, and it held every one of my Billy Joels. And I would be back there with my headphones on playing cassettes and I would just go through these albums. So I have so many memories of just having these tapes with me. So that's why I said, let me show off cassettes today. I know this is the vinyl community and whatever, but this is where it began for me. So it kind of makes sense for me to show the cassettes. So I'm going to start just kind of like explaining the albums real quick and then do a ranking of them. Billy Joel, I don't want to get too far into the history of it. We could be here all day. But he started with other bands before that. There was the Lost Souls. I can't remember if he did anything. I don't know if they really put an album out. Don't remember. I'd have to look at that again. But he did two albums with the Hassles, and he did one album as Attila, and then he moved on to a solo career. And it started off with 1971, Cold Spring Harbor. Good, good album, but there was a production issue. They ran it to the wrong speed when it ran to the master, and then it was released, and he sounded like a chipmunk and all that stuff. So there's the whole story behind that. They went back in like 1982 or 83 and redid it and tried to get his voice back to normal. They brought it down to the right speed, and it does sound better. And but with that version, there's like two or three songs where they kind of cut some songs off and um, changed some things and actually brought in different musicians and things like that. So that's kind of interesting story behind that one. But he wasn't happy, wanted to get out of the contract, and said, "All right, I'm out of here." It went out to L.A. to kind of escape the New York and the management and the company he was signed up with and all that. So while he's out there, he puts out Piano Man. I don't think this did really well when it first came out. Piano Man was a popular song, but a song off here, Captain Jack, was a big one. It was like an underground song. He played it like a college radio or college show, and it was started to play on the radio, and people were like, who's that?" So really, he if you listen to a lot of his stuff, you're going to hear similarities to other musicians, and he was kind of a chameleon. He would take on the persona of another musician. He wanted to be a singer songwriter, and really that's why he put out Cold Spring Harbor, because he was gonna. They're like, if you want to get your songs heard, you got to record them. So that's basically what this was supposed to be, sort of a demo to get it out to other people. He had other people in mind for these songs. So he wanted to be a singer songwriter. And at this point, somewhere in here, he didn't really think he was going to be the main guy. He was just going to be a singer songwriter. So anyway, so Piano Man comes out in '73, followed up while he's still out in LA with Street Life Serenade. This is one of my favorite albums. It's one that people kind of forget about, but it's got a lot of great songs on here. Street Life Serenade, I love it. Los Angelinos, The Great Suburban Showdown. Um, Roberta's on here. Souvenir, what a great song. I like The Weekend. I like every song on here, but just a great album that a lot of people don't talk about. So if you haven't checked out this one in the Billy Joel catalog. Check it out. He produced this one. And then he goes back to New York. New York's gonna file bankruptcy, all this stuff. I got to get back to New York. He got his contract ironed out, and he went back to New York. And on his way, he's got this song playing in his head. I think he's actually on the Greyhound bus going home. Runs into the house that his I don't know if he's married at that point yet or not, girlfriend, wife, whatever, had for him, and he ran upstairs or wherever and got to the piano and boom, 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 wrote out New York State of Mind. Just boom. So Turnstiles. Uh, Great songs on here. Say Goodbye to Hollywood. That's saying bye to California. New York State of Mind. I got to get back to New York. I've loved these days. It's talking about the overindulgence and drug use and all that of the LA lifestyle. James, he said that was several different people he had in mind about their lives and things like that, wondering how they were. And that's where James came about. Seen the Lights Go Out on Broadway. Just great album. So Turnstiles. And I don't think at this point he's still getting much attention, but he teams up with Phil Ramone on Turnstiles. He gets his band that he tours with for a long time and becomes his touring band as well as recording band. Gets Phil Ramone in production and puts out The Stranger. And that was in 1977. Big hits, obviously. Moving Out, Anthony's song. Only the Good Die Young. Just the Way You Are. The Stranger. She's Always a Woman. Scenes from Italian Restaurant, Vienna. I mean, it's the greatest hits album, basically. The weakest one probably on here is Get It Right the First Time, but it's still not a bad track. But it doesn't hold up, I think, to the other ones. And then he does well with that. It's getting a lot of fame and all that. And then in 1978, a year later, he puts out 52nd Street. Big song off of this was on the Bosom Buddies show later on, My Life, but it has a Big Shot on there. Zanzibar, Honesty, Until the Night, Rose another 52nd Street. I love that. It's kind of like a short and sweet song at the end, but really brings out the kind of the jazz flair of the album to me. All right, then 1980, we're in the 80s, and he puts out this one. This is a good album too. Glass Houses, man. This is very more rock based. It's not punk. People were saying it's punk. It's not punk. It's more of a rock album for him, more of a guitar based album for him. But Don't Ask Me Why, Close to the Borderline, Sleeping with the Television On, All for Lena, Sometimes a Fantasy, You May Be Right. I mean, just a ton of good stuff on there. We're going to skip this, but he puts out Songs in the Attic, and this is basically all the songs from earlier albums that we talked about that he thought were better now recorded and all that. And there's a couple things off of Piano Man and Cold Spring Harbor, and it's just a live performance with the band. I think he said it captured the energy he wanted in those songs, and he felt were lacking from the album. So that one. So we're gonna put this to the side right now. Then this came out in 82, right? Yeah, 82. Nylon Curtain. There's only like three major songs off of this, and one which is Goodnight Saigon. I don't know if it really got that much play, but Allentown and Pressure played the crap out of it. They were played and played and played. But it's a great album. This is one of his like putting everything into it. I want this sound, that sound, and it's production wise, it's a great album, especially Surprises and Scandinavian Skies. Man, what a great album. He's still got Allentown Pressure going, and he puts out An Innocent Man, and this thing had a ton of singles on it. This is 83, and I mean, Easy Money was a great song too. It was played in the soundtrack for the movie Easy Money with Rodney Dangerfield, but it's very like R&B, kicks you in the face opening to the album. Innocent Man was released. Uptown Girl, that's a huge one. This Night I Love, it's based off of a Beethoven song. Um, Tell Her About It, The Longest Time. Those were all Leave a Tender Moment Alone, Keeping the Faith. I mean, just a great album, throwback to the 60s. And he nailed it. I mean, to do something like that in the 80s with the electronic sound, and he pulled it off. And it was a fresh sound to me. It sounded different than everything on the radio, so it really stood out. So he was building his fame there. Then puts out Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2, one of the best-selling greatest hits of all time. Excellent. I'm going to put it right over here. And then The Bridge came out, and it's kind of a mixed match. He's a family guy now. He's married. He's got a young child. And this album was sort of, don't want to say uninspired, but he didn't know where to go with this. And he was lost. He even brought Cyndi Lauper in for a song, and she helped him, create one of my favorite songs off here, Code of Silence. And he just, and if you hear the album, it is kind of all over the place. He's got some big band stuff. He's got this R&B song, ballad with Ray Charles, and he's got the '80s sound and Modern Woman. He's all over the place. There's even one that the big band one was off of Moonlighting, Big Man on Mulberry Street. But I love all the songs. But there's something a weird flow because it's got a Matter of Trust on the same album, and This Is the Time. So it's all over the place. But it's a good album. It's just kind of his least. Well put together, designed album as far as tracks and all that, but still a good album. Then he goes to Russia. This was a big thing for him, but we're not going to talk about that because they're not doing live. We're just doing studio. Then in 1989, yeah, in 89, he puts out Stormfront. And this is where he kind of had the weaker songs for me. Um, and When in Rome and State of Grace. They're okay, but they're definitely not. They don't feel like filler tracks, but they're definitely he didn't put everything into those. You can hear the difference. They're not bad songs. I can get through them, but it's kind of lacking a little bit. But there's some killer songs on here at the same time. I still love "We Didn't Start the Fire," "Down Easter Alexa," "Go to Extreme," "Shameless," "Stormfront." That grew on me later with the horns and everything. That song finally grew on me, and I like that a lot too. "Leningrad's" a great song. Talking about the circus clown he met in Russia. And so it goes. I think, some people complain about the ending, but I think it's a nice little melancholy ending. And it's really saying something in that song. And then last one here, boom, he puts out River Dreams in 1993. Us Billy Joel fans not knowing this would be maybe the last album we ever get from him. So and he finishes off brilliantly with famous last words, and he's saying, "This is the last song I'll ever play," and whatever he's saying, "See it to the recording life." So he just from interviews that I see, he's just tired of he puts a lot into it to get the songs where they are, and that's why they're so freaking good, in my opinion. I know people aren't into him, which I don't understand them. I don't get, I don't know what's wrong with those people. I'm just kidding, but um, he puts a lot into the songs, try to make everything a little bit different. That's why he has so much variety in his music. And, he's tired. And that was it. He's like, I just want to, hit the road and play. And that's what he's done. He's still doing it. And he gave us Turn the Lights Back On a couple of years ago. And I thought that was a great song. I know it's not him completely writing it, but love it. So let's get to the ranking, right? This is why we're here. All right. So 12 albums. And where do you think I'm going to start? Where would I start? Where would I start? Number 12, Cold Spring Harbor. Now, this ranking isn't saying these albums are bad. It's just the order that I ended up, I really thought about what I feel about them, so it's not saying this is a bad album, it's not. It's still a good album. It's just didn't place as high as others. I gave this a 2.5 stars out of 5. It's him beginning his writing career. The lyrics are good. The music, and it's just not where he is in other albums. So I put this at number 12. So Cold Spring Harbor. All right, number 11. Where are we going to go next? Well, we're going to go where to go? A little bit um, later down or later in the career. River Dreams, I put as number 11. Like I said, good album, but kind of it starts off. I think the second side is stronger than the first side. He has some good stuff on there, like Blonde Over Blue, No Man's Land. It's okay. I know a lot of people do like that song. I'll listen to it. I'll tap my foot to it, but it's not. I won't go and just go for that song. But yeah, but I felt the other side was a little bit stronger. But for my number 11 pick, 4 stars out of 5. So it's still 4 stars out of 5, you know. But as far as order I would pick to play, this would be a little bit lower down on the list. So you can see I'm already at 4 stars. So you're going to get a lot of star ratings that are pretty much the same. But I had to make a decision of, how I felt about them and ranked it that way. So next would be Stormfront. So the later albums are going to get put here. This was number 10, 4 out of 5 stars. Still had some good points on here. Strong, very strong points on this album, but just kind of ranked a little bit lower than others. All right, number 9. This might surprise some people because it was the first one that started it all, but and I love this album. Great stuff, and I will put this on and play the crap out of it. There's other ones that I'm not gonna I keep explaining myself, right? Anyway, this is number nine, 4 out of 5 stars, Piano Man. So that's my number nine pick. Number eight. It probably surprised people that these weren't in opposite orders, but number eight right here, boom, The Bridge. Yeah, so like I said, it's kind of a mixed match, but there's a lot of things, really strong songs in here that I really play a lot, especially like Code of Silence and This Is the Time and things like that. But 4 out of 5 stars, The Bridge, but it falls in at number eight. Number seven. Can you guess what my number seven's gonna be? If I can find it. There it is. It's right over here. Boom. Turnstiles, number seven. Good album. 4 out of 5 stars, right? Still in the four. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. And, just solid album, but, a little bit stronger than the other ones and not as strong as the others. All right. Number six. Where to go? Where is it? There it is. Boop. 52nd Street is number six. Yeah, this did at one point in my life get a lot of play. There's something just different about it. When I was in the 80s somewhere, I just played this one a lot. But it's a solid album, 4 out of 5 stars. So that's my number six. Number five. Let me see. Can you guess my number five? Street Life Serenade. This was one that I gave a friend one time for, I don't remember what it was, some kind of gift, and we don't normally give gifts, but I'm like, I knew he liked Billy Joel, knew he didn't have this. And it's just one of those albums that people need to check out, Street Life Serenade. So there it is, 4 out of 5 stars. Number five, Street Life Serenade from 74. All right, so we're in the top five, obviously, with that one. So number four, what is it going to be? Number four, and this, I'm surprised, well, not surprised, but I thought this was just going to be my number one, and that was it because I played this so much. But realistically, it wasn't, but it's still a strong album. And anyway, number four, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Innocent Man, Billy Joel. Just love that. Love that tape. All right, so the top three here. What's left? All right, these are the ones that are left. Okay, look at those cassettes. Look at those bad boys. Which one is going to be number three? Not this one, and not this one. So it's the Nylon Curtain, 1982, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Just great, solid album. Like I said, if you haven't really listened to this album, you just know like the two hits off of it, check it out. You got Laura on there. She's right on time. Just where's the orchestra? Oh, great stuff. All right. So what is it? Number two with 4.5 stars. Glass Houses, 4.5 stars. Yeah, this is one that it's very consistent in my playing when I listen to Billy Joel, boom, Glass Houses. So 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the winner here, number one, is The Stranger. Yep. I mean, a lot of people pick this as their number one. I was like, am I going to be one of those people too? And yeah, it was. There's just so much good stuff on there. It's a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the only reason it didn't hit a 5 out of 5 with my ranking system and every way I look at it, there's just one song, which is Get It Right the First Time, that just brought it down from being what I could say is a perfect album. It's still a good song, but you can hear the difference in that song from the others. So to me, that can't be a perfect album if you just can't play it all the way through and not notice something like that. So it's still 4.5 out of stars. It's like 99%, you know, almost a 5 star thing, so it's almost there. But anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Hope you guys got a kick out of the cassettes. And I just was getting ready to do this video, and I'm like, just at last minute, go, oh, I got these cassettes. I finally got all my Billy Joel cassettes again, and even ones that I never had on cassette. And it's just a nostalgic thing. I probably won't even play these. I don't even know how well some of them play, but just having them again and seeing the books and looking at the red on the white, it just brings back a lot of memories for me. So that's what I have. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about my ranking. If you have your own ranking, let me know. Put it down in the comments. I'd love to see it. I'm always interested to see what people think when I do these things and what their ranking is, where their albums fall. I thought about doing songs, but eesh, I don't know how I would even start that. That would, yeah, it's a lot. So anyway, we'll see if we ever get there. But hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to yeah, this should be out on his birthday. I plan to record this and have this on his birthday, so this should be May 9th when this bad boy is out. So I hope you guys are doing well. And until next time, you guys enjoy your music. Happy birthday, Billy Joel. And you take care out there, all right? Bye.